What does a t-shirt business have to do with software development? I mean, on the surface, absolutely nothing. But sometimes the most incredible career paths aren't born from some grand plan. Nope, they're forged by a single, really frustrating problem that just has to be solved. And that's the story we're diving into today. When we picture a tech founder, our minds usually go straight to a computer science degree or maybe one of those intense coding boot camps. But this journey, it starts somewhere completely different. As the founder himself says, his origin story wasn't mapped out in a classroom. It was sparked by pure, simple necessity. All right, so let's set the scene. The year is 2018, but we're not in Silicon Valley. We're in the Bronx with a young entrepreneur, Nyuiring-yoh Shifu-Nfor. And his passion at the time? It wasn't code, it was fashion. So he launches this t-shirt business, calls it In Bronx. And here's the key part. It was actually profitable. This wasn't just some hobby or a side hustle. It was a real working business making real money. And that success is exactly what made the next roadblock so critical. You know how it goes. Every growing business, sooner or later, hits a wall. It's that point where you either figure out how to scale up or you just plateau. For In Bronx, that wall looked like a very common and very, very frustrating problem. To grow, the brand desperately needed a professional website, but this led to the classic startup dilemma, a question that has probably stopped thousands of great ideas dead in their tracks. How in the world do you scale up when your vision is huge, but your budget is, zero? So he was stuck, really stuck. He had two choices. Option A, hire a professional. It's fast, you get a great result, but it costs money he absolutely did not have. Then there's option B, do it yourself. It's free, which is great, but it's a slow, painful grind with a massive learning curve. It's that classic trap for every entrepreneur. You can have it fast, good, or cheap, but you only get to pick two. Okay, so with these two really tough options on the table, a decision had to be made. And this wasn't just about building a website anymore. This was a choice that was about to completely change the course of his future. He chose the harder path. He decided he was going to build it himself. And that one single decision, that was the pivot point for everything that came next. See, the goal wasn't to become a developer. The goal was to save his business. The new career, that was just an accidental but incredibly powerful side effect. And just like that, with one decision, the pivot begins. The focus shifts from things like fabrics and fashion to functions and frameworks. It was a journey into a totally new world. And his teacher wasn't a professor in a classroom. It was pure necessity. I mean, just look at this timeline. It lays out this incredible transformation. In 2018, he's a fashion entrepreneur. By 2019, he hits that wall. In early 2020, he writes his very first line of code. And here's the part that gets me. By September of that same year, he's not just building one website anymore. He's founding an entire development company. That kind of acceleration is just stunning. This whole story is just a perfect example of something we could call practical necessity. It's this idea that the most powerful innovations, they're not always born from just being curious about something. They're often forged in the fire of an urgent, real-world problem that needs a solution, like right now. His entire tech career literally sparked from this one principle. So what started as a mission to save just one business ended up creating a brand new one. The solution actually became bigger and more powerful than the original problem ever was. Think about that for a second. The scale of this outcome is just wild. The initial goal was so small and specific. Build one single website for one t-shirt brand. But the result? It was massive. An entire software development skill set was forged from scratch, which led to a brand new company. You can actually break this whole journey down into a simple three-step framework. First, a practical problem shows up, something that's blocking your way. Second, you make a bold decision. Maybe you choose that harder, less obvious path. And third, in the process of solving that problem, a completely new path is forged for you. And that really brings us to a final thought. We all have those zero-budget roadblocks in our lives, right? Those frustrating problems that feel totally impossible to solve. But what if they aren't roadblocks? What if they're actually doorways? So the question isn't if you have a problem like this, but which one is it? What problem in your life, if you just decided to tackle it head on, could become the spark for your next great beginning?